Check it out, guys. This is 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe Hybrid. This is the SEL trim, which is the lowest trim available in the hybrid lineup. And this is the first of the hybrids that arrived at Gettle Hyundai of Lakewood, Florida. And today I'm going to take you on a complete tour of this vehicle. We're going to check it out from the design standpoint, powertrain, technology, capacities, and the test drive. So if you like watching videos like this, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel, hit that subscribe and like button, and turn on that bell notification ring bell so you won't miss any of the content that's coming out. Now let's get back to this. This brand new Santa Fe is a huge departure from what we've seen over the last few years. It used to be nice, smooth, and rounded. Now this is definitely not rounded. It's as square as it can be. Kind of reminds me of a Land Rover Defender, a combination of a Ford Flex. I mean, a lot of people have different comments on it. Now this is the first of the hybrids that Gettle Hyundai of Lakewood, Florida received on their lot. And today we're going to take it on a full tour. We're going to check it out, this SEL trim. This is the base model in the hybrid lineup. And let's check it out, starting from the design standpoint. Now, as far as the design, it's the same. There's no difference between the hybrid and the non-hybrid. By the way, I like the color, and if you do so, this is the Rockwood Green Pearl. It really fits nicely with the surroundings of it. And as far as the design of this vehicle, you see the nice flat hood over here. You have the LED turn signals that are blinking right here on the right-hand side. And if they're not blinking on the left-hand side, you see the daytime running lights. Of course, they're in white. You also have this LED light strip right in the middle of the grille, big Hyundai logo. These shutters open and close as needed, so they're active shutters. And you also have the active air curtains. They don't open and close, but they're there for the better aerodynamics of this vehicle. And you have some open spaces down underneath here. Everything at the bottom is finished either in the matte black or this polished aluminum trim. And let's take a look underneath the hood, because that's what's different from the non-hybrid version. So it's underneath the hood of the hybrid. There's a 1.6 liter inline 4-cylinder engine with an assist of an AC motor that produces a total of 232 horsepower, 271 foot-pounds of torque. It is mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission. This one is a front-wheel drive, but for $1,800 more, you can get an all-wheel drive version. I like this setup right underneath here. You can see the hood is nicely propped up by the struts, and it's got some sound insulation underneath here. This should make up for a nice and quiet ride. Here it is on the side, as square as it can be. We have already done all of the trim levels on the previous video, so we're not going to dwell too much about it. I actually like the shape of it. I like the wheels. Now this is a slightly different design, although I've seen that rim on the non-hybrid model. This is the 18-inch rim, 235/60 is the size of the tire. Now as far as the size of this vehicle, a lot of people were asking me in the video, it's 192 inches long. It's about 67 inches tall without the roof rack. Roof rack adds about 3 inches. 74.8 inches wide. So if you're trying to measure your garage, here's your dimensions. Now I like the overall shape of this vehicle. Like I mentioned before, I like the black cladding and the black trim that goes on the side. Kind of adds a little bit to that ruggedness. Even this is not a typical off-road vehicle. And right here you have the A pillar that's painted in piano black, as well as all the other pillars. You have also piano black roof rack. The mirror is in the same color as the rest of the vehicle. You have the turn signal, blind spot assist, and you have the keyless entry system even on the base trim level. So as long as you have the key somewhere on you can access the vehicle. Of course, the gas tank is right here. You don't have this handle to grab handle to help you get on top of the roof rack. That's limited to the XRT and the calligraphy models, at least on the non-hybrid version. And let me show you the key, because it also has this brand new key. So here's how the key looks like, kind of an X-shaped key. So you have the lock, unlock, remote start. You have the hold for the rear gate, and we're going to do that now. So here it is, the back of it. As you know, I'm not particularly crazy about the positioning of the lights. I think that would be nice if they were somewhere right here, but this is very personal. You know, some people love it, some people hate it, so we're not going to dwell on this. You have very straight down. This is very square. You have the big gate spoiler. You have the third brake light, big Hyundai logo in the middle, Santa Fe spelled out on the right-hand side. You'll see the hybrid, and then this is all LEDs. They have this shape of the letter H when they blink, just like in the front. Let's see that. Check this out. They have the reflector lights, you have the reverse lights right here. Of course, no visible exhaust because this is a hybrid system. Now, let's get this unlocked. Power lift gate. Let's see how much room we have. Here it is in the back. Let's take a look at it. Starting right up on top, you have the lock and close button for the gate. The gate opens up nice and tall. I'm 6 feet tall. I can fit underneath here. Here's the room that you have behind the third row seat. It's not the greatest. If you want more room, you probably need to go for like the Palisade or something bigger. Now underneath here, you have a little storage compartment. No spare tire here. You have the fix-it flat kit. There's where the battery is, so that's kind of limited space. Now the third seats, of course, fall down. You pull on the strap, release it, let it go. It's pretty easy. You can also release the second row seats from here. 1, 2. All right, and this is how much room you have with all seats folded down, so that's quite a bit. Now in the third row passenger on the right hand side, you have your own fan controls. You have the rear AC controls, so fan and on and off, as well as you have your own vents and the cup holders. And on the left hand side, the passenger only has their own vents, no controls here, but in the back you have the regular power outlet. Let's take a look and see what we have as far as the rear door panel. So this is nicely padded. This is plastic, but it's painted in this polished aluminum color. This kind of mimics the carbon fiber trim. We also have a nice padding on the armrest, and you have the window controls, cup holders, and a bottle holder right here at the bottom. You also have your own speaker. Now, these are the seats. Now, they called gray. They look almost white to me, very light gray. Now, this is the H-Tex material, which is basically a man-made leather. And you have the position for 3 people. And if you don't use the middle row seat, you can fold it up like this, fold it down, and have the cup holders with the armrest. Now, both of the seats, driver and passenger, have some seat back storage right here at the bottom. You also have some hooks, and of course, the letter H. You have the USB Type-C ports in both of the seats, and this console opens front and back. You also have your own storage drawer if you needed to put more stuff inside of here. Slight bump in the middle. This is for the middle row seat. Let's take a look what's going on in the third row seat. And the easiest way to get into it, push the button, the seat moves out of the way, and voila, this is the third row seat. I've sat in it already, but guess what, guys? I'm gonna jump inside to show you how much room we have. And sitting like this with the middle row seat pushed all the way to the front, I feel comfortable, right? I have plenty of headroom, I have plenty of shoulder room, no complaints here. But when I close the seat, is it gonna smash my knees? Well, let's find out. Well, the answer is kind of in the middle. I'm 6 feet tall. Look at this. I can't fit my finger in here, but I'm barely touching the back of the seat. So if this person in the middle would be nice enough to move just a little bit, maybe an inch or so, as such, I'm actually going to be able to fit in here. Now, would I want to take a cross-country trip with this? No, but for a short runs, it's okay. And this is how you get out. Push the button, move it out of the way. This is how much room you have to get out. Let's see what we have as far as the second row seat. Okay, easy. No issues here. Plenty of headroom, shoulder room, and knee room. This seat is adjusted to my regular sitting position. I am almost 6 feet tall, so 6 foot tall, 6 foot tall, and maybe 5'10" can fit in this car comfortably. One thing I didn't mention, they also have your own vents right on the pillars as well. As always, before I get inside, let's take a listen to a sound of the closing door. Boom, nice and solid. No issues here. The front door panel, just like the rear door panel, with the addition of window mirror lock controls right here. And then you have a little bit bigger storage at the bottom of the door. Still a speaker here. You have the power adjustment for the driver's seat. And the driver's seat is nicely sculpted, a lot more than the rear. Now, before we get in the back, let's take a look, because you have this floating console right here, and that is your extra storage. You also have an additional 12-volt power outlet there. And on the left-hand side of the steering wheel, You'll notice the electronic parking brake dimmer for the instrument cluster. You can also open the rear gate and turn off your traction control. Tilt and telescoping steering wheel. Let's get inside. I'll show you the rest of it. And here it is, guys, the brand new Hyundai Santa Fe hybrid interior. This is the SEL trim, which is the base trim. I still can't believe how nicely loaded it is for the base trim. So you can see this is all nice and soft. I think it's kind of vinyl wrapped. You have the top glove box right on top, bottom glove box at the bottom here. You can open this up. You also have a nice shelf that you can put like your cell phone while driving. The vents are nicely connected with this aluminum trim piece. And again, this is kind of mimicking that carbon fiber, and you have two large screens. One is fully functional. This is your infotainment system, 12.3-inch screen, and the instrument cluster is, you know, semi-digital. I'm going to show you what I mean in just a little bit. I like the steering wheel. The steering wheel is nice. It's thick. It's thicker in the right places. It's leather wrapped. You know, you have the plus and minus. I think this is for the region on your hybrid system, not to switch the gears. We're going to check that out actually as I'm driving. And you have a bunch of buttons. On the left hand side, you have the cruise control. This is the adaptive cruise control with stop and go feature. You also have the menu pages for what's going on in the instrument cluster, and you have the ability to turn off the lane keep assist, right? So ... stands for H in Morse code. That's Hyundai, of course, and you have mode and star button. Both of them are customizable. You can assign different features to it. And then you have the voice control, you have the phone button and the volume button and mute. Right here is your gear shifter. Put it in drive, put it in reverse, and push it to park it, right? Kind of a strange positioning of it, but that's what we've seen on the non-hybrid Santa Fe's as well. And if we look at the instrument cluster itself, now it looks all digital because it's all digital display, but the only customizable option is actually right here in the middle. So let's see what we have. Right now we have the engine temperature displayed. I can go to see the trip, and you know, we can see trip A, since refueling, since last reset, idle mode, and back to the current trip. We also have the lane keep assist and the information pages, which is the engine temperature and the tire pressure. Now this is all digital. That's displayed digitally as well. You have the tachometer on the right hand side, speedometer on the left hand side. You also have the fuel gauge on the left hand side and the temperature on the right hand side. It says EV ready, so right now the combustion engine is not working. We're probably going to hear it once it kicks in and it starts charging the battery. Right in the middle on top, you also see the range and the indication of which gear you're in. So not a ton of customization. I'm not sure if you heard the combustion engine just kicked in. You see right away the RPMs, which, you know, were at 0 before, at 1.11, 2, 3. So we're going to the infotainment system. This is the 12.3-inch display. You know, it's a large screen considering it's a base SUV. Let's see what we have. So first of all, we have your audio, and then right on the side you have your sources. So you have the AM, FM, Sirius XM. Back to the home screen, hybrid system. This is pretty cool, right? It says hybrid fuel economy. It shows you right now the engine is charging the battery. Okay, and if you're driving, it's going to show you where the power is coming from. So if you like that type of stuff, you can keep it on at all times. Electric motor use right now, we're at 0 kilowatts, but that of course changes as you start using this vehicle. The phone, kind of as I thought when I pressed the phone button, started connecting to my phone, which I'm recording with, so it kind of disconnected. But let's continue with here the phone projection. Now this is new for 2024. Now you can connect the Apple CarPlay, Android Auto with either wired or wireless connection, so that's a really nice feature. And we have the valet mode. We need to have the Blue Link subscription. Vehicle diagnostics. Okay, vehicle check in progress. Probably not going to show us anything because it's a brand new car. Well, let's focus on here. On the right hand side, you have this 1/3 or 1/4 of the screen. Right now, unable to receive data. We can go back here. But 1/3 of the screen was clock, idle mode, compass, and you can actually set them up. You can actually customize it to set it up to different modes. Maintenance, notification, online manual, and setup. That's where you can set up, let's say, the buttons. For the button on the steering wheel can be set up to several different functions. The same thing on the steering wheel, mode button on the steering wheel, and the up and down buttons on the steering wheel. We'll go to cluster. Right now, we can select them, link them to the drive mode, and see if anything changes. So let's take a look. The drive modes that we have are sport, so yeah, the display changes and it gets red, right? Eco, and my drive, which is the original display. So that's what you can do, linking it to the drive mode. I'm going to leave it like this. Go back, welcome sound, content selection, so you can customize several different things here as well. User profile, screen layout, display, etc. Let's put it in reverse, and let's see the rear view camera. Okay, this is how it looks like. Actually, the camera is pretty good. I mean, I like the vivid display. It's very detailed. And on the right-hand side, you see the silhouette from the top down of the vehicle. And I'm getting closer to the tree, so you can see that if I start driving, I put it in drive. Not sure if that's going to do it. No? Okay. But anyways, when you get closer to the obstacle, it's going to appear that you are getting closer. So it's going to give you the visual warning. Put it in park. Did I show you where the gears are switched? Right here. This is the gear shifter. Okay. Strength positioning, and still something that would take a while to get used to. But in your setup, you still have the Blue Link, which is the Hyundai Digital Services, General Setup, etc. Start stop button, and then you have another screen. This is basically for your climate control. You can see this is a dual zone automatic climate control, heated seats even on the base model. Now we also have some shortcuts for the climate control, auto hold for your brakes, drive modes. That's what I did when changing it. Hill descent assist. You also have the parking brake, or see the car is coming right in the back right now. You can turn off the parking sensors, and right on top you have the power knob, volume knob, home, map, search, media. So you have a bunch of shortcuts with hazard lights right in the middle. And you have your media station or media charging station. So this USB Type-C can be used for either charging or media. This is charging only. You also have the wireless charging pad right in the middle, cup holders, and you can access this console from the front or from the back, as I showed you from the back seat. Nothing crazy as far as the mirror. And we have the console on top that only controls the lights. You also can hit the SOS button if you are experiencing any emergencies. Open up for the mirror. The illumination is separate right on top. This is the interior of this 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe Hybrid SEL. Let's talk about pricing. Take it for a spin. Okay, so I know we have choices as far as the different trim levels in the Santa Fe or Santa Fe Hybrid, but let's talk about the pricing. So 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe SEL Hybrid starts at $36,950, limited $43,850, and the calligraphy at $47,000. For $1,800 more, you can get an all-wheel drive. Those were front-wheel drive versions. How does that compare to the non-hybrid versions of them? So $36,450 is the non-hybrid SEL, $36,950. It's only $500, and the same applies basically throughout the lineup. So $500 difference between the hybrid and non-hybrid versions. Now, for some, it might be no-brainer, but the other one's got 277 horsepower, 2.5-liter turbocharged engine that's really nice and responsive. Let's see what this 1.6-liter turbocharged hybrid can do. Now, on paper, definitely slower, right? It's not going to have as big of a pickup as the non-hybrid version, but let's see how it drives, because truly it's all about merging in traffic. This is not a performance SUV. It's merging in traffic. It's comfort of driving. It's the quietness. It's the quality of ride. That's all that matters. Now we're on this gravel road right here in this park that's adjacent to the dealership that's close by, and it feels fine on gravel. No issues here. We'll get out here. I have this roundabout right here, and I'm going to make a complete circle to kind of see how this vehicle, whether it has a body roll or not. Actually, not too bad. it leans, you know, to the right. I mean, that's pretty much the standard thing out of all of the taller vehicles. They're gonna lean, right? But no bad. It's fairly quiet. You know, it starts off in this electric mode, so you can't hear the engine at all, and then it kicks in with the mechanical engine or the combustion engine. But that's not. You can barely hear that. Really surprised, nicely surprised with the quietness of the cabin. What about the road noise? So I have this road right here that's really noisy. No matter what car I drive, on this road or this piece of road is very bad. And you can hear that with these tires as well. Now, in just a little bit, we're gonna go over the bridge or get on the bridge, and it's gonna be a completely different surface of the road that's gonna quiet it down as now. And the hum is almost instantly gone, or reduced, you know, by about maybe 50% or so. But overall, the ride quality, you sit up higher, not as high as some of the other SUVs, but that, you know, obviously can adjust your seat as well. But you have this huge windshield. I think the mirrors are the right size. You also have this corner glass that kind of adds to more of a better visibility of this vehicle, especially if you're trying to pull up to something. Not bad as far as cornering. And you know what? I'm gonna stop right here. Well, let's check out the acceleration. We're at 0. Let's go. And we got it up to 51 miles per hour. I mean, it's not a bad acceleration. It's fairly smooth. I mean, it's probably rated at about, you know, mid 7 seconds or so. It's not horrible. It's not bad at all. So now your question would be, what do I buy? Do I buy a hybrid and get 36 miles per gallon? Or do I get a better performance and, you know, save $500 and get the regular Santa Fe? So the decision, obviously, it's very personal, and depending on what you want to get this vehicle for. I mean, while this is not bad as far as accelerating, the non-hybrid version, it's a lot of fun. You know, that 40 horsepower difference, but then you have the dual clutch automatic transmission. It's just tuned differently. It feels different. Yes, it's gonna cost you as far as the gas mileage, but you know, it depends on how many miles you drive, right? If you drive, you know, 10,000 miles per year, it might cost you an extra $100 or $2 a year. I think it's worth it. But if you do drive a lot, this is certainly a great option. Well, guys, let me know what you think. Which one would be your favorite trim? If you haven't watched any of my other videos on the Santa Fe, I'm gonna link 2 of them in the back of this video so you can take a look at the non-hybrid versions, and let me know which one would you pick and why. I'd really love to hear your comments. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you liked this video, enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. And if you learned one thing, then I've done my job. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and turn on that bell notification ring bell, and I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.